Welcome to Chill and Heal Tarot. My name is Lady Nikki, and if you have followed me here from Instagram, here is your extended and a warm welcome to you. And for those of you who are just joining the channel, a warm welcome to you as well. Now, before we get into a quick recap and backstory from Instagram, allow me to introduce myself. I am an intuitive tarot reader and psychic medium. Now, the messages you receive in this reading should serve as confirmation to what you already intuitively feel. These readings in general are for entertainment purposes only and should not change what you already believe and know about your story and situation, as well as any actions that you have taken or are thinking about taking. Nothing should change. This should only be confirmation. Now, I don't tend to use titles and terms such as divine feminine and divine masculine, for a saint is just a sinner who fell down but got up, and a karmic is just in your energy to teach you a lesson. You know what role you play in your story. Now, I read for feminine energies, so if you are a masculine, you would be considered a cross watcher. And I'm going to tell the feminine energy that you're dealing with everything that I see about you, good or bad. Now, I also don't mix spirituality with tarot, so I will not encourage you to subscribe to any particular spiritual path. You know who your divine source is. This is just good old tarot. I'm completely transparent. I might even include my own experiences within the reading if I feel it's applicable to the reading and might be helpful to you along your journey. Finally, I am a twin flame, but I'm not a twin flame reader. But if I see the energy, I will call it out. Again, a warm welcome to you all, and I hope there's a message here for you today. Okay, so let's get into the backstory. This is your extended from Instagram from Monday, October 2nd. It might be uploaded the next day, but it's for Monday, October 2nd. Okay, so the song I heard is by an up and coming artist. Her name is K. Marie, and the song is Me, Myself, and I. Now, child, Beyonce just needs to just hand down the baton, because I'm telling you, I listened to this song so many times. It was the number one song in my YouTube playlist, right? But these are the lyrics that I heard. Just think of all the lies you told me. Just think of all the things you said. Thought it was love, but it was only in my head. All this time I was hurting. The only thing I could do was cry. I really thought you were worth it, but not more than me, myself, and I. With or without you, I'll be fine. It took some time to realize. Now I'll put 2020 in my hindsight and move on with my life. Turns out without you, I was fine, and I'm still fine. I gotta love me, myself, and I. Yes, ladies, we're talking about self-love. Okay, you guys, make sure to check out the song. It's by K. Marie, and it'll be in my channeled songs playlist in on YouTube. Okay, so now 2020 is significant. I'm picking that up because that's the date that is mentioned in the song. And then also, while I was out this morning doing a little bit of sun gazing, I saw a dragonfly. And so I looked that up. That might be someone's spirit animal, but it represents agility and the ability to think on your own and to feel and to make quick changes to your life. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and get into the backstory for Instagram. And for those of you who are new to the channel, after I sage and shuffle my cards, I pull each card from the top of the deck for the general spread and for the bonus messages. And then this is what we have. Okay, so again, this is the extended from Instagram from Monday, October 2nd. All right, so we have here, let's see, the Four of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. Okay, so in a partner, you desire stability and security. You want abundance, satisfaction, and wish fulfillment. That happy wife life, right? So for some of you in the recent past, you were waiting, and that's what I'm getting with the Four of Pentacles. You were waiting and maybe even expecting this type of offer with the Ten of Cups from a particular person that you were dealing with. And then for others of you, I think you've just had enough of on and off connections with partners who seemingly have potential, or maybe one night stands, no judgment, or just in general low vibrational dating, right? You're just kind of over it. So we have the Four of Pentacles in the past energy and the Ten of Cups, which is crowning the spread. Then we have Make the Effort. And from the Dark Confessions deck, I cannot give you what you want or deserve, and I'm sorry. So for those of you that are in a connection, you made the effort. Real love takes, because you saw that this person was worthy and they made you feel the energy was mutual. I see that you have expressed your desires with the Make the Effort, right? But according to the Dark Confessions card, your partner did not or does not reciprocate. It's not that they don't see you worthy as like a wifey type candidate. It's just that they can't give you what you want. And most importantly, what you deserve, right? And they're sorry about that. And I'm sure you are as well. Okay? And those are bonus messages. Then we come here to future energy, and that's the Hermit. So this is where life goes on. So now is the time for reflection. You are looking inward for truth and wisdom. You see, you have all the knowledge that you need, and with calm reflection, you will connect with your inner self and find the messages that you hold within. You're determined to stay open to the idea of future love and romance, and the inner knowing that you will attract or be attracted by a partner who desires the same. Now, at the root of your spread, excuse me, is the Ace of Wands. So this is saying that there's a brand new connection that you appear to be enthusiastic about. You feel inspired because he or she shows great potential, and you believe you can create this dynamic that you desire with this person. But again, with the Hermit, for those of you who have done the shadow work, this is the self-reflection on failed relationships and the role that you played. You are ready to embark on a new love journey. However, for those of you who have just experienced an ending in your recent past, make sure you don't skip this very important step that's in the healing process. See, because the Ace of Wands can actually be like maybe a distraction. So be cautious, because this could be a distraction. You know, it's a fiery, passionate new connection, but it can also be a rebound type situation that will have you right back in the energy that you are now. And for some of you, that's heartbreak or extreme disappointment, right? So you must do the shadow work first and heal. Okay? Now, in the middle of your spread, we have the Seven of Wands. So this might be a challenge and a struggle, you know, to avoid jumping all the way into something new. But you must defend yourself and stand your grounds for what you truly desire. And guard your heart this time, even in a new connection, and most definitely to anyone from your past that you have already healed from, who might return for another ride on the merry-go-round. Okay, we've all experienced that. All right, so now we'll go ahead and get into some clarifications. But before we do, I wanted to give you a little bit of transparency with this reading. I am an aspiring author, and so this is like a little tidbit of what I've written, and I just saw some of the messages and how it connected with this reading, and so I thought that I might share it with you. Okay? So now, prior to my last romantic entanglement, which was in 2020, I was definitely in this Four of Pentacles energy. I wasn't waiting for the Ten of Cups or the like. I was just over love and romance. At that time, I was 47. I had been divorced twice. Now, I was the petitioner. Okay? So I don't have marriage commitment, right? Once I'm not happy and I feel I've made all the effort I can, then I'm at the courthouse with the quickness. Okay. At that time, my three children were grown and productive adults, and I was actually in the empty nest syndrome, right? Now I was trying to figure out, and that's where I saw myself with the hermit, trying now to figure out what to do with my life because I was very independent and free. No more, Glee Club rehearsals and pickups and drop off and Jonas Brothers concerts and One Directions. The teens were all grown. And so I was in the empty nest syndrome, just trying to figure out what it is that I want to do with my life. And that's when I ended up finding myself. I had stopped dating in person, right? Because with the Four of Pentacles energy, I resonate with just, I was over it. But I did find myself in an online long distance relationship with this sexy ass Jamaican. Okay, so darling Nikki was about to get her groove back too, right? And then when that ended, I was just into me, myself, and I. That's that hermit energy. And I was actually opposed. That's where I see myself in the Seven of Wands. I was opposed to any, one night of loving type connections until I met who I thought was my Ten of Cups. Okay, so finally, after two marriages, two divorces, a baby daddy, a fiance, a live-in partner, and a long distance relationship. And let me tell you, that long distance relationship was real as fuck. I mean, I even believe that he was or is my twin flame. That was one of the most intense connections that I actually had. But anyhow, I met this new person and I saw them as the Ten of Cups. This was finally, after all of that, right, at 47, I finally felt I had met a man that I could actually submit to. Okay? Um, I wasn't, I guess I could say it's not that I couldn't submit to my previous partners, but it's like if once I know that I'm not happy and you're not bringing to the table what I want from you, and I know what I'm bringing to the table, and when it's just time to cut it, it's just time to cut it. Okay? But as far as love and romance, of course, everyone loves to fall in love. And this person definitely had me in 10 of Cups energy. I finally felt this is the one, this is the man that I could submit to. And I am an Aries, okay, so Queen of Wands, and definitely fiery and passionate. However, with this particular person, it wasn't about sex initially. It was a mind thing. Like I was very mentally turned on by this man. I was able to discuss with him my spiritual paths and the things that I had learned about myself while I was in this hermit energy. Okay. And so it was because of the hermit energy, which I would say is, you're doing the shadow work that I put in. Now, this man, like I said, it was definitely 10 of Cups. And in fact, he actually had me questioning if my twin flame was really my twin flame. Or I should say, my energy that I felt from this man had me questioning myself, like, who is your twin flame, right? Now, the man, he saw his chance and he went for it. And that's where this Ace of Wands energy came in, right? And so I indulged, I'm not gonna lie, I indulged. He's actually an Aries as well. So that would make him the King of Wands. And yes, he was, okay? So I indulged because, and like I said, it wasn't just a physical thing, it was definitely mental before the physical. I remember after the first night of intimacy, it's interesting because that night while we slept, I had a dream that we were at an amusement park and we were on a roller coaster. Okay, when I tell you I was sprung like never before in my life, and I have had plenty of entanglements prior to him after all of the serious relationships that I was in. But never had I felt what I felt for this man before. I just didn't. Okay. Now, prior to being with him, I was definitely in the Four of Pentacles energy for 1 year. And that was when I was abstinent. And, once I had this entanglement with him, after a few encounters, he was gone. The last text I got from him was that he had to go away for a while. And that was that. Okay. So, talk about heartbroken and disappointed. So, I definitely understand who might be in this energy now. Till this day, I don't know, was he a twin flame or if he was just a karmic lesson that I deserved. But since him, I have been celibate. Okay, 3.5 years. I'm 50 now, and I'm Seven of Wands. Definitely Seven of Wands energy to any fly by nights, right? I'm in this energy, not against love, but the next partner has to meet the same bar that he set. Okay? And trust me, when I say the bar is high, the bar is high. Okay? So that is my little backstory, just to give you some transparency that I understand for whoever is actually in this position or situation now. I get it. I do get it. I understand. Let me adjust the camera to make sure all the cards can be seen. All right, so let's go ahead and get into some clarifications. My decks are already pre-shuffled, so let's just go ahead and do a cut on camera. Okay. And let's get into clarifying. So we have the Four of Pentacles. And, this can say that you are holding back. Or if not holding back, you're just holding on. Okay. But then it also can speak about stability, security, control, and influence. This is what you are waiting for in a connection. And until you feel that or find that, you're going to be in the Four of Pentacles energy. So let's clarify and see what comes out. Spirit, one card for the collective for the Four of Pentacles. Let's clarify, please, Spirit. Thank you. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Pentacles. So this is definitely speaking about, deciding what it is that you really want. Who knows? Maybe you have experiences such as what I just mentioned to you. And even if it's just after this past relationship, there are some relationships that really just put you in like a mind zone where it just puts you into discernment and to really thinking about like, what is it that you want? If you're young and you're in your 20s and, single and sexy and sweet and you're doing your thing, that's one thing. But once you get to an older age, you really do begin to start deciding what it is that you want to invest in, what's worthy of your time and what's worthy of your energy. And if it's not, then, just like we have in the present energy with the Seven of Wands, then you'll be in Seven of Pentacles energy. So we've gone from Four of Pentacles, right? Past energy. And at the bottom of the deck is the Seven of Pentacles. So you have done some shadow work with this Hermit, and you have at least begun the process of deciding what it is that you really want in a partner. Okay? So now let's see what the actual clarifying card is. And it is the Knight of Cups. So this is what I think. In the past, with this Four of Pentacles, this could even be saying that this person that came in, now he didn't show up as a page, right? Which can be, some type of immature type offer. But he's actually showing up as the Knight of Cups. And so this is telling me that this person made you feel that there was definitely potential. You have the Seven of Pentacles here. If there are some of you who were in a waiting type energy before you met this past person, because I do think that whoever it is we're talking about is in the past, just based on the bonus messages, right? Especially this one here that says, I cannot give you what you want or you deserve, and I'm sorry. So I think that's who we're talking about. But when he did show up and when you did begin your dating game with him, I think that you saw potential, that this could be a potential romantic partner. And it puts you in the Seven of Pentacles energy as well, that you have waited for this, and this is exactly what it is that you want, right? That's what the energy was in the beginning. The Knight of Cups, after the Knight of Cups, then comes the King of Cups. And that's all about love and romance and commitment and so forth. So this person came in, and I think he made you think this is the potential that you felt this could actually grow into something, right? But at present energy, we have the Seven of Wands. So you have put your foot down to something. With the Seven of Wands, it definitely can be that you're waiting. It could still be you're waiting for what it is that you desire. It could say that there's going to be no in the meantime scrubs, right? You'd rather just be single, right, than deal with fuckery type relationships, right? But the Seven of Wands can also speak about challenge and struggles, defense, as well as justification. So, for whoever's in this energy, you're guarding your heart, and you feel that you're justified to be in this position because you've been hurt before. You have fallen for the Knight of Cups love game. And maybe even in this previous situation, maybe there were signs that showed you, it is a knight. Like we said, it's not a king. So there could have been things that you saw, but you continued forth because you also saw and thought that they were actually, worth waiting for, right? That they have potential. But whatever has happened has put you now in the Seven of Wands energy. So let's go ahead and clarify the Seven of Wands and see what comes out for that. One card, please, for Seven of Wands. Thank you, Spirit. And at the bottom of the deck is the Magician. So again, when you're in Seven Wands energy, this is that you are standing and you're waiting to manifest the love that you want. So if you had the Knight of Cups before, you actually want the King of Cups. You want someone who is going to be able to give you something that's long-standing. The Magician can also, though, speak about someone who had that mesmerizing, mysterious, type energy that even maybe puts you, under some type of spell. Not saying black magic or anything like that, but just saying that it gave you this kind of feeling to where you might have even felt this person was magical. Okay, that's the bottom deck energy. For the actual clarifying card, though, is Four of Cups. So something definitely went wrong in this connection to where it is that you see it as a missed opportunity. But there's a part of me that believes that, again, you actually felt that this had potential. So even if it was in the Knight of Cups energy, you felt that this was the type of connection that you were waiting for, and it had potential. Where it turns out to be a missed opportunity is because this person couldn't actually give you what it is that you wanted. Okay? And so it's a Four of Cups. Now, you have choices as well. So you can either continue to try and vie for that person's affection and attention, or you can decide, you know what, life goes on. If you're not the one, then you're just not the one. It's a missed opportunity. Okay? And then we have the Hermit energy. So again, this is showing up in the future energy. And this to me is the representation of self-reflection and introspection, enlightenment, and you get all of that because you're in solitude, right? You're in what's called hermit mode. For some of you, this can even be abstinence or celibacy, right? But when you're in hermit mode, that's when you discover things about yourself. And for instance, for me, even though I knew that I love to fall in love and I love love, but I just know that when it comes to marriage, which is what I think this collective I'm reading for wants, that Ten of Cups, that wife life, I just know for me, I just don't have that type of commitment. So for me, it's no longer necessary to actually look for a marriage partner or look for marriage within a partner because I don't even have that type of commitment. Because if it gets too rough, I'm out. Okay? So For those of you who have been in hermit energy, this can just be saying that you have done some reflection about yourself. Remember, we saw the Seven of Pentacles. There's the Seven of Wands here. So you've done some inner work, and now you are enlightened as to what it is that you actually want in a partner. And since this is in future energy, for some of you, like I said, maybe after this last entanglement that you had or relationship that you thought was actually going to end in marriage, you may have even decided, you know what, I'm just going to stay solo, right? Until that person comes along. And again, this can even speak of abstinence or celibacy. Okay, let's go ahead and clarify it and see what comes out for the Hermit. Spirit, one card for the Hermit, please. Thank you, Spirit. And at the bottom of the deck is Six of Wands. So I just want to say this, and this gives me happy energy for you, because this is saying after you've done this inner work, see, you're going to find out things about yourself. It's the role that you play in the relationship. Everything doesn't always have to be about the masculine energy. It's actually the role that you play. And we're going to clarify later, because I definitely want to know why it is that this masculine wasn't able to give you what it is that you want. But regardless of that, you've done the inner work, okay? And because you've done the inner work, you're going to be victorious. You are open to love still. Even if you are heartbroken, even if you thought this was the one and it turned out not to be the one, you made the effort that real love takes. You've even expressed that marriage is what your end goal game is, right? And that person just wasn't able to give you that. But you're still open to love. You're just going to stand your grounds, and you're going to wait until true love does show up. And when it does, you're going to be victorious in your love journey, okay? Now, the card that actually clarified it is the Page of Cups. So this is what I'm thinking is going right along with at the root of your read, which is the Ace of Wands. There's a new budding romance. So after you come out of hermit mode and you've done the work on yourself, now you've decided, okay, I'm ready to re-enter into the dating scene or the dating game. And that's where this Page of Cups comes in. So when we talk about a page, this doesn't have to mean that he's immature or, doesn't know what he wants. This to me just says a budding romance. This is the beginning of the romance, right? It could be just, simple talking. Maybe you've just met and there's something, in the person that you see some interest, and he also might be showing you that same interest as well. So definitely after you do the inner work, then there's no problem. If your goal is that you want to get married, you want that 10 of Cups happy wife life, you can still have it. You're just going to be determined to stand your grounds and wait for that type of energy to show up. And it just might show up here in this Page of Cups energy. Okay? Now, let's clarify the 10 of Cups, because the 10 of Cups is what it is that you actually want. That's that happy wife life. That's the, ultimate satisfaction. It comes right after the wish fulfillment. So what it is that you want, what you want in a person, remember the Magician even was at the bottom of the deck. You're going to manifest what it is you want because you've done the inner work and you're standing your grounds, right, to individuals that you automatically know off the rip. Even from the Page of Cups energy, off the rip that's not going to come into fruition. That's not going to meet what your desire is, and so you'll let that go with that Seven of Wands, right? You're not going to waste any time. But the 10 of Cups is what your ultimate goal is. So let's see, maybe this Page of Cups is going to climb all the way to the 10 of Cups. Spirit, clarify the 10 of Cups, please. Let me get my thumb together. There we go. And we have a few. At the bottom of the deck here is the Queen of Wands. So what this definitely tells me is, you are a fiery, passionate, queen who knows what you want and you're determined to get what you want. You are ruled by your intuition, your creative abilities, your gifts and your talents, but determination and fiery determination is the energy that you are in, and that's that Queen of Wands. Okay, so now let's see what the actual clarifying cards are. Uh-oh. So we have Three of Cups. All right, that's the first card. And then we have the Knight of Swords. And then we have the Ten of Cups. Okay, so initially when I said uh-oh, is because the Three of Cups, this talks about celebration and happiness and so forth. If it was in reverse, then that would, to me, be an automatic third party, right? Which we definitely know, I believe you would put your foot down too. But in my mind, I had thought, I wonder if this Queen of Wands could possibly be a third party. But now with the cards ending with the Ten of Cups, not necessarily so, but it might be, right? We always have to look at things both ways. And that's what the Hermit energy teaches you how to do. And with the Queen of Wands, this is definitely speaking about your intuition. So let's look at the cards, how it came out. Okay, so we have the Three of Cups. So this situation that you want to be able to celebrate with someone, right? It's the Ten of Cups. We'll go from the Three of Cups to the Ten of Cups. This is that happy abundance, stability with a partner that wants the same as you, complete wish fulfillment in a person. And the Three of Cups can be how you initially feel in the beginning of a romance, right? But like I also said, though, the Three of Cups could speak that there were more parties involved. And so if we are speaking about the past situation, it could be that with this Three of Cups, with the Knight of Swords coming out next, it could be that you found out the truth. And so I'm wondering if once you told this person that you were interacting with, you were vibing really high with them, you enjoyed the connection and so forth, and you wanted to upgrade it, not necessarily saying like marry me now, but you definitely with make the effort. You're going to tell the person, especially if you're the Queen of Wands, you're going to tell the person what it is that you want as your end goal, which is the Ten of Cups and this married life. It could be that when you told them that you want this Ten of Cups type situation, it could be that they told you they were already in a Ten of Cups situation, which would then actually be a third party. And that's the reason they can't give you the Ten of Cups, because they're already in a Ten of Cups situation. So that very well might be the situation, that if we're reading for a past situation that ended, that could very well be the reason how come they're not able to give you that connection. The last card is the Ten of Cups. So what I would say is, again, you're not going to close yourself off to love, right? If this past energy told you that they're already in a Ten of Cups situation, you are the Queen of Wands, the undeniable Queen of Wands. You're going to get what it is that you want. You have no choice. See, when a man, maybe he wasn't honest with you from the beginning, because I don't think that you would necessarily be breaking off a connection with that person. It sounds as if that person is saying that they can't give you what it is that you want, so they broke it off with you. But because you are the Queen of Wands and you're determined in the Seven of Wands energy to get the type of love that you want, which is the Ten of Cups. You just don't want someone else's Ten of Cups, right? Which then puts us at the root of the reading, which is the Ace of Wands. Now, this can go both ways. The root of this could be that this was just the relationship that started off with the Knight of Cups. That's starting off with, love and romance. And he, gave you the inkling that this was mutual energy that you were feeling with him, especially if you were talking about marriage. But for some of you, I believe that this marriage is exactly what it is that they were already in, which is the reason how come they're not able to give you what it is that you want. It could mean that the relationship was based on passion, right? That wand. And if it was based on passion, then that's the reason that it's not going to go any further, because the man had put you in a third party, is what I believe. Um, and so, because the Seven of Wands is standing right on top of the Ace of Wands, this is what I believe that you are standing your grounds to. This is that one night of passion, right? Passion based romances is what I believe that you are standing your grounds towards. And even if you get the inkling with this new person, right? That's the venue that they're trying to take with you. I think you're going to, with this Four of Pentacles, I think you're going to hold off on becoming romantically entangled until they actually show you what it is that you want, that it can be more than just passion. But it can also say that this new person, right, has stirred in some passionate feelings for you, or is actually putting you in the mode of, okay, I think I can come out of hermit mode, right? I think I'm ready to date with the Page of Wands, or Page of Cups. And here we have the Ace of Wands. So let's go ahead and clarify it and see what comes out with this Ace of Wands. Spirit, one card for Ace of Wands, please. One card. Okay, let's do this. One card for the Ace of Wands. Okay, that's a lot, but we'll go ahead and take it. And at the bottom of the deck is the King of Cups. So remember, this is what we spoke about in the beginning, that you were waiting for something that would be a true romance, or that had potential. He didn't show up as the King of Cups, but he did show up as the Knight of Cups. I think that because you have waited in this energy, that Seven of Wands, this is what it is you're determined to get. You can get the Ten of Cups, right, with the King of Cups. That's at the bottom of the deck. This is what you want. And so even if you do have a passionate connection, or you feeling passionate vibes, that doesn't mean you have to jump all the way in. That's where, self-control comes in when it comes to the Seven of Wands, because sometimes that is the jumping all in and becoming intimate before you actually know the person, know what their intentions are, their true intentions. With the Romance Angels card here that says make the effort, and it says great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So it means there's a process. It doesn't just have to mean that there has to be fire and passion, jumping off the gate, as well as what you indulge in. You don't have to indulge in that, especially if you want something that's going to be long-term and committed with this king. So now the cards that actually clarified it is Five of Wands, the Three of Wands, the Fool, and Justice. Okay? So now let's go ahead and look into this. So at the root is the Ace of Wands, and that is now clarified by the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands definitely for me is speaking about your previous energies that you were dealing with. With Three Cups, that means that there's multiple parties. But the Five of Wands is also mind games and manipulation. But see, what you have to understand is when you do this inner work with this hermit energy, when you do the shadow work about yourself, remember the song even began, just think of all the lies you told me. She really thought this was the one, but it was all in her head. Okay, the Five of Wands, you can play games with yourself. You can think that because it's a lot of love and passion and energy and all that and so forth, you can think that this is going to actually end up in love, when in actuality, that might not be the case. So when you are at the beginning with this Page of Cups energy, if you begin to feel that, I don't know, I think that this is going to be mind games and fuckery, right? then that's where the Three of Wands comes in. You are just going to decide, you know what, I'll just wait for something else. And that's what I think a lot of you have done in this Hermit energy, as well as the Seven of Pentacles, as well as the Four of Pentacles. Your last relationship or entanglement or whatever the connection was, it taught you about you as well as about the partners that you're connecting with. And so once you get that feeling, remember we saw the Queen of Wands, once you get that feeling that this is just a bunch of fuckery, mind games, manipulation, a lot of people involved, right? There could be a lot of competition. When we're dealing with kings, you know, definitely they have a lot of suitors who are interested in them. They have their pick of the litter. But if you get the feeling that you are of the litter, right, which is not going to end you in this Ten of Cups type situation, then that's when you can decide, you know what, put down the Five of Wands, you see it for what it is, and wait for something else in the future. That's what you did after this situation didn't work out. Your previous situation, the situation that ended in the past. For some of you, it's recent past. For others of you, it's distant past. And that's what you did. You put down the Five of Wands, you put down the passion and the energy and all of that, whatever, and you decided to wait for something in the future. Now we have the Fool energy. So this also to me speaks of, I had said about, you know, Seven of Wands can speak to self-control. With the Fool is just ready to embark on something new, jump in, and you might be the type of energy that jumps all the way in when you have that, you know, passionate type energy that a person gives you. But since you have experienced what you've experienced and you've gone in and you've looked at yourself, what you see here is that there's something better for you in the future, right? In the Three Wands, it's coming to you. And because you've done that, now this is the new energy that you are going to embark on. And we're going to clarify that also because it is a major arcana. And this is what I believe is new energy for you, because right after that comes justice. So because you did the inner work, the shadow work, you found out about yourself, you decided to sit with yourself, me, myself, and I. The Seven of Pentacles showed at the bottom deck energy. You decided to really, what is it that you want? Sure, everybody loves passion and romance, but you know, to get to the Ten of Cups, there's steps that need to be taken. And if you and your partner are not willing to take those steps together, then it can end in a bunch of mind games and manipulation. It can end in what you thought was going to be, and that turns out to not be what it is. But when you do the inner work, right, and you know yourself, you know what role you play in these relationships, and you stand your grounds to one night stands, relationships that are just based on passion, then you're going to actually get your justice. Okay? So now let's clarify the Fool, because I think this is what is energy that's coming into you. And it very well can be this new energy, right? Which is this Page of Cups. It can still represent that this is someone who's new that you're interested in, but this is what I think you have decided to go away from. The passion-based relationships, the ones who get you going sexually and intimately and all that. Maybe you've decided to put that aside, right? Because you know how it leaves you in that energy of Five of Wands. Wait for something more grounded in the future. And that's where we come with the Fool energy, which is new energy. It could actually represent this Page of Cups because at the bottom of the deck is the King of Cups, okay? So that very well can be it as well. Let's clarify with the Kipper deck, okay? Let's go ahead and cut the deck. And let's clarify and see what we have here. Spirit, give us a clarification for what's coming in for the collective who have done the work, who know what it is that they want. What is this Fool energy? Spirit, clarify the Fool, please. Thank you, Spirit. Wow. And we get the Lovers. Okay, so now this is interesting to me because also at the bottom of the deck is a false person. Okay. Um okay, so let's just talk about the lovers. This is representing to me, we have the Fool here, and this is what is coming, or you have to look forward to in the future. Okay. um it's this energy that you are ready to jump into, right? It's brand new energy. You're ready to embark on a new love journey. That's what I had picked up in the beginning. You want this 10 of cups, and you're determined. You're not closed off to love even after heartbreak, but you're determined to wait. With the lovers clarifying the Fool, this is actually saying to me that you're actually going to have options, and you might have options, right? So there could be more than just one. Or this lover can actually be who will be your justice. The only issue that I have with it is because at the bottom of the deck is a false person. And so this is where I feel that you're going to have to use your discernment, because, see, even back in the beginning of this with this Knight of Cups, I believe you thought that that would be 10 of Cups energy. Okay. And then it turned out not to be, right? With the 5 of Wands, and then maybe even with the 3 of Cups showing up with the Knight of Swords. This is why they're telling you that they can't give you what they want, because they're already in a 10 of Cups relationship. So what I'm seeing here is that this is what's going, you're going to have to use discernment, because with false person at the bottom of the deck, it could be saying that this might mirror the same situation that you were in before. And so you're going to have to really use your discernment, which you've learned here with this Hermit energy, in deciding, is this person actually worth going on this new journey, right? It feels like it. It's the Lovers, but you're really going to have to use your discernment. And that's what I think the false person is. You might feel, and this is where I think it's important as well, you can't take your baggage into a new relationship. So you can't be insecure and think that everyone's going to trick you or play games with you and whatnot. That's where you have to use your discernment. You've done the work. You have reflected upon yourself. You know what you bring to the table, good and bad. Okay? And so in this sense, with this new lover that's coming in, which I do think is this Page of Cups, we might clarify him as well. But with this lover that's coming in, you're going to need to use discernment, because it might remind you of your previous person, especially if it started off with that passion, inspiration, that passion, that fire, that intimacy. Okay, you're really going to have to use discernment to make sure that you're not following into that same step. If you do that, and you use your discernment, then you're going to get justice. Okay, but you have to make sure that you use your discernment. And if you do feel that, you know what, this is just the same situation that you were in before, then that's when you're going to stand your grounds and then just wait for something else to come in. Okay, let's clarify the Justice card. Spirit, clarify justice, please. There we go. We have a flipper. And this is Thief. So, and then at the bottom of the deck is Community. So I'm really thinking here that this new person, which is this Page of Cups, we definitely have to clarify this Page of Cups. But I'm thinking here that this person is going to bring justice to the person who stole your heart before. Okay, they made you think that they were falling in love with you, and this relationship had potential. It's the Knight of Cups, right? Which is right next. The next phase is the King of Cups. So I think that they definitely played mind games with you, and they made you feel that it was going to be something more than it was. I think this new person that is coming in, this new lover, who I think is this Page of Cups, right, is going to bring justice for the person who stole your heart. But what's important is, again, that you take the steps that you are guided to take with love. Start off slow. Don't start off fast, because if you do, that can end you right back in the same situation that you were in before. Okay? Now, with regards to community, I'm not really sure how that would tie in, unless this is someone um, that you know from your community. And yeah, I'm not really sure how that ties in. But it's at the bottom of the deck, and it was from the thief card. This could be saying to me that this person that you were with before, with the Three of Cups, with the Five of Wands, they were for the streets. Okay? And they definitely did break your heart. They stole your heart. They stole your love. Okay? Which is the reason how come now you're in Seven of Wands energy. But you're not in Seven of Wands energy against love in general, just against players and those who come in to steal from you, steal your energy, steal your love, steal your passion, and then they're not returning much more. Okay? Now, for the Page of Cups, let's get the romance angels. I'm also thinking with community, that even may speak with this person had a bad reputation, something like that. But if you were so turned on by them, so enamored by them, you still jumped in there anyway, right? And you tried to see something, potential happen in the future. I don't know, that community card. I'm glad that didn't come out. That's just bottom of the deck energy, but I don't know. The community card gives me issues. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify this Page of Cups, because this is what's in your future energy after you have done the inner work. You have stood your grounds to Five of Wands type characters, and you are holding on and you're waiting for something that can actually materialize into what it is you want. Tell us about this Page of Cups, Spirit. Okay. So at the bottom of the deck, we have trust, and it says, this situation is calling for you to have faith, okay? And then the card that actually clarifies it, flipped out and over, is heart-to-heart conversation. So honestly discuss your feelings with each other. And then the other card that came out is forgiving and learning. It says, as you release and heal from the past, you experience more love in your present moments. And so this is what I was speaking about when I was saying that you can't bring baggage. So even if, this new person gives you those same vibes, that might mean that you still have more healing to do. Okay? But the bottom of the deck energy here is that you have to trust, right? So it also means in order to get to the Ten of Cups, if you want a husband and marriage, right, you have to, it starts somewhere. So you're going to have to trust that this situation is calling for you to have faith. Have faith in yourself that you have done the work with this Hermit. You know what it is that you want with the Seven of Wands. You're determined to hold back, okay, this Ace of Wands until this person has actually given you the green light. This person has had a heart-to-heart conversation. Instead of, see, in the beginning of the story, it was as if you made the effort. You told them what it is that you want. You want this Ten of Cups. You want this marriage. And then they told you they can't. And the truth that actually came out is that they're already in a Ten of Cups situation, right? With this new energy, this Page of Cups, this new budding romance, let them make the effort and have a heart-to-heart conversation with you, telling you what their intentions are. And you're going to have to learn, forgive, and learn. As you release and heal from the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So this is still all part of the healing game. This is brand new after heartbreak. And that's why I also said it's so important that you can't skip this step. When you're in hermit mode, that takes some time to actually reflect within yourself and to heal. You must heal first. You've done that. That's the reason how come now a new budding romance is coming to you with this Page of Cups. But in now, what you've learned, instead of you jumping all in with this Ace of Wands type energy, the Queen of Wands showed up at the bottom of the deck. That's the only queen that's come out. So I think that represents you. Instead of you just jumping all the way in, no, let them do some work. Let them put forth some effort. Let them tell you what it is that they want, right? And then when they do, even if that is with Knight of Cups energy, you're going to have some trust, right? And you're going to have to believe that what it is that you want, Queen of Wands manifests. Magician showed up at the bottom of the deck. What you have actually manifested is coming to you, but there are steps that have to be taken, and each of those steps need to be taken, right? And it has to be equal, give and take. Six of Pentacles didn't show here, but what you want is reciprocity. What I said in the beginning of the story was there was no reciprocity. What you wanted, that person couldn't give you. And it's not as if they didn't think you deserve it, because it says here, they know you're 10 of Cups material. You definitely are a wifey candidate. They just couldn't give that to you. Well, with this new person who's coming in, right, you need to trust, one, yourself, that you have discernment now. And that as you begin this new relationship with this person, as you embark on this new journey with the Fool, with this new lover position, you're going to stand your grounds as far as to the passion and the romance, and you're going to let them show you, and by actions, not just words, the heart-to-heart conversation, yes, but then after that is the actions. And then with the Three of Wands, you're actually going to wait and see, is this real, right? Now, what I wanted to speak on as well, I don't read the oracle cards in reverse, but this card did flip in reverse. So that would be forgiving and learning in reverse. One, that would be if there's anyone here who's returning from your past. Even if at one time you waited and waited and waited for them to return to you to make you this Knight of Cups type offer, that would be saying, no, we're not doing this again, right? You always want to forgive, because with forgiving is how you heal. And that's what you should have done while you were in this hermit energy, right? You have to heal from the past in order for you to be able to move forward in the future. And what would also be a good idea is, even if you feel this person is, he goes from the Page of Cups then to the Knight of Cups, if you're feeling that you need to be a little reserved, that's okay. It's okay to be reserved, but you don't want to take baggage into the next connection, okay? That's what's important not to do, right? You can forgive yourself for the mistakes that you've made in the past. You can even forgive your previous lovers, but forgiving is part of the healing process. And once you forgive yourself, forgive the past, and make a new decision that, you know what, you're ready to embark on a new journey with a new lover that is going to be justice for the previous lover who stole your heart, who was actually for the streets, right? They was probably running around giving it all, right, to everybody in the community. And you may have fallen for that also, because usually the ones that are in the Wands energy, they know how to work that wand, right? So you could have fallen for it, but you're going to forgive yourself. You're going to learn from the past. You're going to have a heart-to-heart conversation with this new love interest, with this Page of Cups. You're going to trust the process. You're going to believe that this is what you've waited for. You were in Seven of Wands energy. You've done the healing work that you need to do. There was a missed opportunity in the past, but that's okay, because now you have a new lover with the Fool energy, a new lover who is going to bring you justice for everything that you have already gone through, for all of the heartbreak, for those who stole your heart, who stole your energy. Now you're going to have what is justice for you, right? Because, where's it at? Because I definitely want to stick with this energy. You did the work. You did the work. Okay, so I think that's what all we have here. I don't think there's much more to go into here. I think that that's good energy for all of us who are on the love journey. Everyone who has experienced love and is still interested in love, you have to know what it is that you want. On my journey, I discovered, you know what? You're not, maybe I was telling a friend of mine recently, like, I'm 50 now, so I probably wouldn't, I'll never get married again. That should, because it's too hard to get out of. It's so easy to run and get married, but that court process, divorce is hell. So I doubt that I'll ever get married again, but I do want a 10 of cups. But since I know about myself now, I know how I'm going to navigate when it comes to me. But for those of you who are actually dating, I'm not dating or anything like that. I'm still in hermit mode in a sense, right? Because I'm more focused. And it's interesting here at the bottom of the Romance Angels deck after we took off trust is finances and career. This is what I'm more interested in. But for those of you who have not experienced marriage and you have not experienced that whole family life that you want, I'm so happy to hear that you have done the healing work, that you have forgiven yourself, you have forgiven lovers in the past, and you are ready to embark on a brand new journey that's going to lead you to your 10 of cups. Okay, so that is great energy, you guys. I'm so happy for you and for this new budding romance. And I just want to say, as I end all of my readings, I thank you for joining me today. And if there was a message here that encouraged you in your direction or you're in your situation, then I have answered the call and I understood the assignment. And it has been my pleasure indeed. And in closing, remember to always follow, believe, and trust your intuition, that light. Know your worth and be worthy. Until next time, Toodles Collective, peace, love, and light. Namaste.